So today, I'd like to go over some AI tools that can be used to improve our EMS agencies and EMS education of our providers. Um, the tools I focus on are Gemini and NotebookLM, both offered by Google. Part of the reason that I focus on Google is because we get resources as a 501c3. We are able to get those at low to no cost between Google, Canva, and a bunch of other things. I created a video about that a while back, and I'll put a link to that in the description of this video, along with the links to the two tools that I have here. So, of the two tools, NotebookLM is a great tool to use with your specific data. It doesn't go out to the world at all. It uses your data, and that's it, to create a bunch of different resources. And I'll show you a screenshot, a screen capture of that tool there. And the other tool, the other tool is Gemini Gems. It's a specific component of Gemini that you can create a model of an AI tool that has specific tasks, and you prompt it, and we can turn that into a full environment where you can create a simulation of patient care, where it's almost like a D&D adventure or choose your own adventure, but full text, and you talk back and forth to it throughout the scenario, and then it gives you an evaluation at the end. So without further fanfare, let's go right into the videos and let's see what you think. Here's the first of two AI tools that I wanted to review with EMS providers out there. Gemini is a large language model. It is a tool that you could use for general chat to do a lot of different things. But what's really powerful are these gems. You can create a specific model with specific instructions that are repeatable. So in this case, we're doing the EMT patient simulation. And the way I designed this is you can either type hi to start a random scenario or ask it for a specific scenario. I'm going to say hi here. As you can see here, ready to start it. We're going to follow the New York State BLS protocols. That's what I told it to do. And this is what we're dispatched to. All right, what's our initial task? So we're dispatched to a sick person, 78-year-old female, short of breath, history of CHF. Okay, is it emergent, non-emergent? So I'm going to say emergent. Now, every time you run this, it actually responds differently. Every time, it actually prompts you differently, it responds differently. This way, it shows a little bit of that variability that you don't know what to expect when you're in the call. You don't know if you're working with a different partner, things might be a little bit different. So it kind of throws that into the mix as well. All right, so we're responding emergent to the address where we arrived through moderate city traffic. Scene appears safe at this time. Family member is a woman in her 40s, slightly panicked. She's in the bedroom. Hurry, she can't breathe. So what do we do here? Approach patient. What am I going to tell my partner to do? We don't know for sure. We don't have enough details here. It's asking us. So be in respiratory distress. I'm going to say don N95 and gloves. Approach patient, and let's see what it tells us. Prudent choice. Shortness of breath. High likelihood of respiratory illness. Went to the apartment, sitting upright on the side of her bed. Visibly distressed, breathing rapidly. She's in a tripod position, pale and slightly diaphoretic, making gurgling noises when she breathes. All right, introduce yourself. So this is what it's recommending. So what are we going to do here? Don N95 and gloves. Hi. We're EMTs, and what is going on? Have my partner start 15 liters of approach the patient, kneel down slightly, make eye contact, EMT statement, we're EMTs, where you seem to be the main problem. All right, patient gas, can't breathe, coughs, produce some pink frothy sputum, critical patient, shortness of breath, immediate effects of oxygen. All right, So what are we at now? Start ALS, obviously. Um, So I'm just doing this real quick. You can get a lot more detailed. You can ask specific questions. In this scenario, I'm just doing this real quick to show you how it responds. Tells me ALS is approximately 12 minutes away, assuming they clear from the hospital on time because they are tied up wrapping up a discharge. Gives me the vitals, heart rate, respiratory rate. And approximately 1 minute after setup, look at the blood pressure, the SpO2, BGO we haven't checked yet. Auscultation, loud diffuse bilateral wet crackles in the bases. And then my partner is getting the information here, and so on and so forth. We do find out that she has a history of CHF and hypertension. So now what are the options that we have? So we can continue this scenario and go through that, but I'm just going to go to another scenario here and show you what the end result is. So let's see, the CO poisoning scenario that I did. We had 3 patients and evaluation compared to New York State BLS protocols. You can see compliance, variation from protocols, will we right to vary, and then possible ALS interventions. So this is a powerful tool. Now, let's go to Explore Gems. Like I said, I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to attach it to this video. But if you go to the gems, you can make your own copy and modify for your environment. Click over here, the 3 dots, and you can click on Make a Copy. Once you make a copy, and it's in your gems, you select Explore Gems, click on Edit. Once you go into Edit, you can click into the instructions, and as you can see here, this is the overall description of the scenario. You can modify this as needed. As you can see here, I specify the New York State BLS protocols and normal EOT educational materials. So that's what it's referencing. If you need to change that for your state, feel free. If you have to put in your own policies, if you have anything specific or standing orders from medical director that vary from state, you can put that in your knowledge base here. And that will be added into what it uses to evaluate. You could change this up as needed. I have a randomness settings in here. You could change those as well. As you can see, there is a 0.5% chance that the call will be an MCI. There's a 10% chance that's going to involve a psychiatric component, and so on and so forth. The equipment that you carry, we have it specific for our agency. You could change that as needed. The expectations of what the provider is going to do, what they're expected to do, what the scenario is going to respond with. When the scenario is completed, this is what it provides. The evaluation of protocol adherence, with the vary from protocol and whether it was a decision that was valid, or also what other ALS interventions could have been used. So it gives the BLS provider an idea of what an ALS intercept might look like. Settings for the scenario. This is where you can customize this for your specific agency. My agency has 2 BLS ambulances. These are my unit numbers. We do have the potential of having supervisor response, but we may or may not be available, just like any other agency. The 2 closest mutual aid BLS agencies are about 6 miles in 2 different directions. A description of our closest hospital and the closest trauma center, what the facilities of each are. The fact that we assume that our partner is at least an EMR driver can be considered to be competent in their skills. Our closest ALS resources and what they are. Availability is random. The next closest after them is 20 miles further away. ALS may be on another call, and so on. Also documented the availability of the closest 2 air medical units. That has a impact on your transportation decision making, as obviously. So you customize this for your area to make it as realistic as possible. And once you do that, you click on Update, and here's your situation. You click on this to start a new scenario and go from there. Hopefully this is something that everybody finds useful. You can create your entire new gem if you want. If you don't like those instructions, you can draft your own instructions. This is what I've been experimenting with. It seems to work pretty well for what I'm kind of intending it for, which is for our new EMTs to really get some practice, and we'll go from there. So this is the second of two AI tools from Google that I wanted to review today. This is NotebookLM, and what NotebookLM is allows you to upload your specific sources, and it will only reference those sources. It will not go out to the web and look up anything else. So it will only use these sources to come up with anything else that it develops here. You can upload anything that you want, specific for your agency, specific for a program that you're working on. In this case, as an example, I uploaded the New York Collaborative and the statewide BLS protocols. And here it gives you a quick summary of what it was. You can start asking questions. So you could type a question in here and have it respond. But what I wanted to show you was the studio component over here on the right. You have 6 options here, and you can actually modify that as well. But I'm going to just start from the easiest, go to the more advanced. So you have protocol flashcards. Okay, you create flashcards. And this is great. According to New York State protocols, a pediatric patient is generally defined blah, blah, blah. See the answer. Okay, 15th birthday. I don't know if I agree with that. Let me click on explain. As you can see in the chat, it's going to come up with an explanation as to why that flashcard generated that answer. That explanation is in here with references. Click on the reference, and as you can see, it comes over here and shows you the reference. The specific reference here is highlighted. Okay, I'm going to look at this reference here. Again, it's highlighted. So the references that it explains it here, and it references the exact document here, so you can double check everything. Same thing, next question, so on. So now, I'm going to show you this here, which is the mind map feature. Click on the mind map, and this is a great tool to make it easy to navigate content. And it modifies things. It pulls information from multiple documents to make this mind map based on 2 sources in this case. So here's the Collaborative Advanced Life Support Protocols. All right. Expand. All right. I'm not sure what we want to go into. Let's go into difficulty breathing and expand that further. Boom, boom, boom. Click on this. All right. And what do these sources say about pediatric asthma, wheezing, albuterol oxygen in the larger context of difficulty breathing? And it gives me an explanation here of all the information about that, what the protocol states. And if I need to double check something, I'm not sure about Decadron administration in 2-year-olds. So I click on that, and for some reason it goes straight to the document, but there you go. Gives you more information and does all the references yet again. That's the mind map feature. Now come back, and we have a quiz. Whatever information you put in there, you can create a quiz on. So if we go to the quiz, again, it has a question. You select an answer. I'm going to select the wrong answer to show you. It says not quite, and it tells you what the right answer is. Again, you click on explain to get to it. If you hit the right answer, it tells you you're correct and a quick explanation. Okay, we go back, and there's 2 other components in here. I did not go into the reports. That's a whole nother ball of wax. You can do in-depth reports and have it create a report on the documents that you have. But you have an audio overview, which basically creates a 2-person audio podcast about the documents that you have in there, as many as you want. There is a limit on certain accounts, but you can have quite a few documents in there, and they just expanded the limits. I did a video overview. Now, this is kind of cool. What it does is it creates a presentation with the slide deck and the audio to go with it. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to full screen it for you and hit the play button.
Picture it, the worst possible moment. You're surrounded by flashing lights, the sound of sirens. It's pure chaos. And then a team of first responders shows up.
As you can see, it's very positive sounding. So I'm going to clip ahead to show you what it looks like as part of the presentation.
3 pillars that sustain all of life, the ABCs. That's airway, breathing, and circulation. First up, A is for airway. It's a simple...
So that's basically a quick summary of NotebookLM. As you can see, this is a very powerful tool. You're able to create presentations. So this is something that will be good for educators. It's going to be good for providers, for students that are studying. This is a nice way to really up your game and up your knowledge capabilities.